Hey there guys, what's going on, and welcome back to the Ultimate RTG, and we resume our FUT Champs run. Yesterday we were 15-1. I went on stream and in the space of an hour 16-3. Literally, I have damaged the record back-to-back games, 2 losses. I was losing my mind, and I don't really like the way I become when I'm playing competitively on stream. Like, the whole point when you're streaming, or just in my opinion, is to have good vibes with your chat, laugh a little bit, smile. When I play this game at a competitive level, I look like I'm maybe seconds away from crying, and maybe that's how I genuinely feel. Do you know what I mean? Like, it does get under your skin, it irritates you, and I was really disappointed with myself because of how competitive I am. I can't switch off. Like, when I play on the road to glory, if I don't get anything but a win, I'm going to be annoyed. Now, 30 minutes, 40 minutes after the game's happened, if I look back at the goals or I just look back at the clips in general, then I can appreciate like what my opponents have done or where I need to improve. But when you're in the heat of the moment and things are going against you, you have bowling ball passes, ice skaters, defenders, like it does trigger you so much. And I was suggesting like, yo, should I just play the RTG off stream? And then a lot of people are like, nah, Fuji, I like watching it live. So I don't know. I think it's going to be a case of like continuing playing live on stream, but then doing, I guess, like post-com weekendly gameplay. So it's not as like aggressive, let's just say. And I'm nice and chill and I can speak to you guys with a clear mind, an open head, and let you know exactly what's gone down. But if you are enjoying the series, by the way, hit a thumbs up would be greatly appreciated. If you could smash a like if you're liking this new whole concept of how I'm producing the videos. And if you are new to the channel, subscribe. I'd really appreciate that because we're closing in on 300,000. So in the first game you would have seen, we were 3-0 up. Don't let the gameplay deceive you. We were 3-0 up. And I lose the game, like, what was it, 5-4 in the end? GG to my opponent. Now, obviously, when I was in the match, I was a little bit annoyed, I'm not going to lie. But looking back at the goals, like at least 2 of my first 3 were very fortunate. One of the touches from Rashford like went away from him, but then it caused his defender to screw up and I basically glitched through. And even in the game, actually, when I was 3-0 up, I thought a little bit undeserved. Like my opponent wasn't performing that bad. And credit to him, 3-0 down to pull the game around in that gameplay. GG. And that's what I found. Like Sunday was probably the toughest weekend league I've ever experienced. I don't know if you guys were struggling, but where I feel like the game has gone wrong, maybe, is the straightforward passing does not work on the game. It just simply does not work to a level that is going to be able to carry you in every single match. If you're relying on passing, it's not good enough. And this is why I want to show you a trick or a skill move or whatever mechanic you want to call this. This will 100% improve your gameplay. It will get you at least another 2-3 wins, especially against like the average opponents and even against top quality ones, because this is what I found myself using time and time again last night, and it does the trick, okay? And what it's called, from my knowledge and what people have explained, it isn't necessarily the bridge, it is called the directional nutmeg, okay? And this is best performed around the edge of the box. And what I'm going to try and explain right now might confuse you. So prepare yourselves, okay? If you're straight on looking at the goal, okay? So your player is straight on and the defender is flat-footed in front of you. Angle your player slightly to either the right or the left. And I'm talking like towards 11 p.m. or 1 p.m. So have you pictured that? So you're looking straight towards the goal. Your opponent is there flat-footed, and you're basically looking either to the left or to the right. Once you've got that angle, and you're running like a little bit with that angle, then you hold LB and RB, you click them down at the same time, and you flick the stick directly forward. And what that does is you'll see it from the clips, it basically like pings your player around. Like the animation, it curves, it's like a banana run, and that is completely unplayable to defend against, because if you haven't got your opponent, or sorry, you haven't got your defender in a good enough position already, you're going to get done by it, because it's it's unmatched. The speed, you can't accelerate to that level. It's ridiculous and it's so unrealistic. And down to me, if I had control over the game and how it was built, I'd get rid of all of these dumb mechanics and just strip everything back and allow everyone to just pass and move freely. Because what I found in the attack, like I said, like I was trying my best just to find my players with a good like 1-2 give and go. Wasn't good enough. As soon as I reached that level of like gold 1 elite 3 players, or at least it felt like that, I don't know what's going on in the weekend league. It's either that a lot of people have stopped playing, or it is that broken and messed up right now that every single game feels tough. I don't know about you, but let me know in the comment section how you're getting on with it. But with the tackling as well, like a lot of these clips, it is pretty damn embarrassing. It looks like a bronze 3 defender, silver 1 at best. And I can assure you, right, I do read the play and I know what my opponents are doing. But it's one thing knowing, and it's another thing like getting into a good position. Because there are so many micro touches with this game, if you like have your defender controlled and you jockey over to one side and your opponent has quickly shot over to the left or right, you're still in that motion and you just can't get back in time. It's crazy. But a lot of these games, I was really showing like great heart and determination to get back into them, and I didn't believe I was playing that poorly, I've got to be honest. Even though like the game was a complete mess, I was trying my best to keep focused and work my way around, and I actually figured that 4 width is better than 3 in the 3-5-2. And it came with a bit of trial and error. Like I thought 3 was keeping me really compact, and I liked that through the middle. I basically had to do less with my AI. But if you're playing 3 and you're coming up against someone that is really pumping those balls down the line, which is just so easy to find, whatever opponent you come up against, I have to say that, yeah, 4 was helping me out big time. And even like switching to 6 players inside the box without anything else touched, it did help me out a bit. So I'm going to show you my instructions and tactics after this if you fancy playing that formation. But this game specifically, Puskas is bloody annoying to face. Like, I didn't believe I performed bad in this one. I was working my way back into the game. He had a decent team. And out of nowhere, he is just pinging shots with Puskas over and over again, and sadly we take the loss. But did you see that in that play there, like Rashford, he is boosting a little bit, and that's where I haven't performed it right. Okay, so the little boost you see around the middle of the pitch, or just before like my opponent's box, if it's little ones, I haven't caught it right. The ones that you notice that are just insanely powerful is when you've timed it right, you've lured your opponent in, LBRB, and flick that stick forward. Or maybe even just like angle it slightly to the left as well with the stick. Like, it's hard for me to explain because when I'm in game, I don't really think about the angles. It's just like natural instinct as to where I am on the pitch, and then I just flick forward. But you would have seen like a lot of these directional nutmeg skill moves. And it's not necessarily a nutmeg, you're just using that mechanic to like boost around the defenders. That was really annoying though with Virgil van Dijk. I thought I defended that pretty well, and I was in a decent position to mark that. But once again, defenders being on ice skates, running in, jockeying all over the place, it was pretty poor. But anyway, we were grinding and we were losing a lot of games, and I started to panic because after being 15-1, which is a decent record, it's the best record we've had so far on the RTG, after I did see that we were taking loss after loss and maybe a couple of wins dropped in there, I thought it's not going to happen. It's just not. But the players that I could seriously rely on this weekend, believe it or not, Marquinhos. And I know you guys are going to be like, Fuji, I told you so. Like, he is good. Yeah, he's good. And I have said before he's all right. But I was just really impressed with what he was doing yesterday. In the worst gameplay I've probably ever experienced in the Weekend League, having him being played as a CDM, he was just getting his body across. Maybe the AI was getting a little bit more use out of him as well. I don't know. It was just a completely different vibe when I was playing. But he was breaking up the play a lot. His passing game was really strong as well, with like the power through balls through to Mbappe. And I believe that if I didn't have someone like that with the passing from deep, I don't believe I would have done as well. It was like a combination of, if I didn't use the directional nutmeg skill move, I wouldn't have got the extra couple of wins. No way. Like, that genuinely changed my gameplay. And I know it's dumb, but if you're not doing it, do it, because it will get you extra wins in the weekend league. And then, yeah, it was a mixture of like having good passes in my squad as well. But going forward, I do want to change Verratti. I think that I'm done with him now. Like, I love the guy. He was awesome and he played a decent role as our right mid, but he's going. I'm going to make some major changes. I really fancy like switching up the team and just trying something completely brand new going forward. So I don't know what that is yet. I have done some trading on the side that I will show you. Please do remind me, or you're not going to be able to remind me. I'll remind myself to show you my instructions and tactics in this 3-5-2. This game, it scared me a little bit. I've got to say, like, he was using, it looked like a budget side, something that he's just sold his main team off for, like, team of the year. He had some reds in there. I think, if I remember rightly, it was Alex Teixeira. He was good. He was really, really good. He was better, right? He was better than this opponent right here. This game was to get 23 wins, and he triggered me. He wasn't even good. And I'm not sitting here being a bad loser or anything like that, because this is with a clear mind, and I respected my last opponent. I thought he maybe deserved to get something more than a loss against me, or at least take me to extra time. This guy, right? I've probably made him look better than he really is, and I've only showed you the 2 goals and the highlights of what he scored. I've got to say, that was the worst gameplay I've probably ever experienced in that match, and his style, maybe he was struggling as well though, but the style with my opponent was so basic, and I just couldn't find the passes to lock on, my touches. That was annoying. This game though, the last game to clutch up and get Elite 3, my opponent takes me out. It doesn't even get a red card, by the way, and he was last man. I rewinded it. We did score eventually, though, and then the second goal to put the game to bed. It is man like Mbappe, is it? Oh, yeah. It's man like Mbappe. GG. We clutched up, boys. We left it late. The last game to finish in Elite 3. We've done it. Great success. So I just want to quickly go over the directional nutmeg. I'm not a professional. I don't know if what I'm doing on the controller is exactly right and it's how you're supposed to pull this off, but I'm just going to show you what works for me, okay? So let's say the scenario is you're in a game, your opponent is basically right in front of you right now. LB RB or L1 R1 if you're on Xbox, and then what you do as you're running, you just flick that stick, okay? So you flick the stick. Now, as I was so flat with my angle, I had to flick it over to the left, like 11 PM. What I've noticed that works really, really well is if you already angle to 11 PM, did you see that animation? Where my player has run like a banana around? That's the animation, in my opinion, that works so much better. So you basically, wherever you flick this stick, you're going to be pushing off to, right? But you want to make it so it's really, really effective. So like I said, if you're running straight and you flick it over to like the left or right, it might be a little bit harder to pull off. But once again, if you are 11 PM, can you see the animation? He like runs off a little bit. That's the one that you want. So I've just noticed our rivals rank for this week, 14,210. Last weekend, we finished in rank 2, but it was 13,920. So if averages are correct, we should secure rank 1, and whether or not you want me to take tradable packs, untradeable coins, it's up to you. Like, we could save the ultimate packs for team of the year. I don't know when that promo is officially starting, but we could build up those packs ready for, obviously, the team of the year. Let's take a look at the trade pile, though. I've been doing a bit of extra trading on the side with defenders. Mendy I sold. I had bought him for like 34,000, so in total we did lose a little bit there, but Mendy's gone 25, and then I've just been trading with these guys, picking them up for like 500 coins or under, and making some small profit and building up that coin total. So I will continue doing that tonight. But as far as the team goes, I do, like I say, want to make some major changes for real. I just want something that is completely different. I can try out new cards in the weekend league and, yeah, attempt to perform really, really well. Elite 3, though, is the rank. Very happy to be back at that level, even though it was genuinely like one of the hardest weekend leagues I've ever been involved in. The skill gap is so low. It's the lowest it's ever been in my opinion. So it does cause for a rough weekend league run. But with the custom tactics, I did promise you that I wanted to show you that. 3-5-2, what I've noticed is bringing up the width. It helped me a lot. So width, depth on 4. This I still need to play around with, but I do believe that I like the 4 width on the offensive, and then plays inside the box 5, which is standard. The instructions, what I noticed myself doing though against better players is having Mbappe on getting behind, but Rashford come back on the defense. And I know it's like a sweaty tactic, but it did add to the midfield, it added to the pressure, and then when he was there with I could link up with them, and then Mbappe was making his run through to find him on the break. Acuna is on, come back on the defense, getting behind, get into the box for crosses, and then Verratti, I was experimenting with cut inside a little bit for him, and it did work. I'm not going to lie, like he was getting into those positions to like overlap closer to goal and I was scoring. So yeah, I'm going to experiment a little bit more. Like this is just the tactics that have worked for me, but I don't believe they're like perfect. And then cut passing lanes and stay back and also cover center on both of the CDMs. I don't have Marquinhos pushing through. And maybe that's like where I'd notice like a big improvement with my side. If I do bring in like a proper CDM that can push forward a little bit more and feel like comfortable on the ball. So always room for improvement. Overall, I like the team. It's solid. As expected, it looks pretty damn meta, and we achieved Elite 3. But tomorrow, I'll be selling some of these cards on and looking to trade and make even more coins and fix our side for next week. But thank you for watching. Leave a like if you've enjoyed, and I will see you tomorrow. Team out. Peace.